Morning guys, happy Friday, day 5 on the Cleveland Way. I should have been arriving in Filey today, but as you will already know, for those that have been following me along the Cleveland Way from Helmsley to Filey, will know that I am running a day late now. And that was all thanks to Captain Shin Splint on day 2, caused by 2 miles of horrendous descending on a tarmac road. I felt it just go. But anyway, we've just passed through Saltwick Bay Caravan Park. Have a little look around. There we go, caravans. And we're a mile away from Whitby now, which is where I stayed last night. Let's just get through this gate. Behind me is the North Sea. Look at that, my friends. It's quite imposing this morning, to be honest. And you might be able to tell, I feel a little bit downbeat this morning. It's very unlike me. I had a good night's sleep last night at a not so great hotel in Whitby, which I'm not going to name nor shame, but it is clearly punching above its price tag. I wouldn't have paid 30 quid for the room, let alone what they charged me. But anyway, we'll leave that there. And the food, well, don't even get me started on that. So I need to snap out of the doldrums this morning, because I woke up this morning with my left foot so swollen, looks like a rugby ball, compared to my right foot, which looks like a violin bow. Not literally, but I'm trying to create a comparison here. I've got like elephant foot, club foot. I could only just about get my shoe on this morning. Yeah, the rest of me feels great. My legs feel good. Body, heart and lungs. Feet are not too bad in general in terms of blisters and calluses and soreness and hot spots. But that blessed shin splint on day 2, I will always remember it for taking the edge off what would have been a truly amazing and utmost enjoyable adventure along the Cleveland Way, because I've spent pretty much every day since then in pain, thinking about every step I take, gingerly descending instead of piling down like an avalanche. So I need to get my head in gear, and I think sight of the sea, smell of the salty breeze coming off the North Sea, and a little bit of sunshine will probably help me. Now I've got a fairly short day today. It's 11 miles because yesterday I put my big boy pants on and did 20 miles from Saltburn to Whitby. That meant today would be an easy day, and my final day tomorrow into Filey is 18 miles. Yet in the back of my mind I've got a little niggle. There's a little doubt that today might be my last day. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling this morning. I think if somebody actually came up to me and said, "Do you want to go home?" I'd probably say yeah. Simply because of this painful shin splint that I'm walking with. It's got nothing to do with the people I've met along the way. I haven't stumbled across any negativity. The scenery and the sights and the experience has been nothing short of amazing. I guess it's like rain on your wedding day, isn't it? That's how I'm feeling. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to snap out of it, but I'm looking forward to getting to Robin Hood's Bay, because that will be just over the halfway point. Robin Hood's Bay is 6.5 miles away from the ruins of Whitby Abbey. Whitby, obviously, some of you will know, in Bram Stoker's book, is where Count Dracula was washed ashore on a ship that was shipwrecked on the northeast coast. It's all fictional, but some people like to believe that there are such things as vampires. So let me just show you around, guys. Let's try and find the positivity out there, shall we? So behind me is the slate grey North Sea. Just behind me there, rolling fields. I think there's wheat or barley growing, possibly. And if I just swing around and just hold still for a short while, you might just be able to catch the odd seagull or two, just catching the thermals. So my friends, without further ado, I'm going to push on. I think I've got about 5 miles to go until I get to Robin Hood's Bay. My pace for today is probably 3 miles an hour. I'm not going to be going much faster than that. So if I get to Burniston, which is 11 miles away from Whitby, I'm hoping to get there by about 12:30. And I've set off early today. It's about 8:30, because at about 2 o'clock there is thunderstorms and heavy rain for the east coast. So I want to get to Burniston and get checked in before I get wet and struck by lightning. So I'll leave you with that thought, and I'll catch up with you all somewhere along the Cleveland Way as I head in the general direction of Robin Hood's Bay. Over and out, guys. Have a great Friday. Guys, before I start, there is a little bit of wind interference because I'm perched right on the edge of a cliff overlooking the North Sea. And I spoke earlier in one of my previous episodes, walking the Cleveland Way, about the shrines and memories and tokens of remembrance which are left all along this stretch of the trail. I've just come across another one here. That cliff edge, you probably can't see it nor make it out, but it's peppered with seagulls perched on the little rocky outcrops, the little rocky steps. There's thousands of them. But anyway, what I want to bring to your attention, guys, is what I've just stumbled across here. I've seen dozens and dozens and dozens of these tributes to people that have felt that there's no other way, that life is simply just too much of a problem. Seeing stuff like this is bad enough, but when you actually look down and read the little heart-shaped plaque that's clearly been made by, I'm guessing maybe a child, it says, "I love you, Dad." What was going through that person's mind when they decided that they just couldn't carry on and there was no hope left? The chap was called Andy. He was born in 1978. He took his own life in 2020. The brass plaque reads, if you can't see it, In a world where you can be anything, be kind. That has really moved me today, guys. Really, really moved me. And down there somewhere, I'm guessing the body was found. Would have been handy. Oh my God. This is no promotional stunt, guys, but I'm truly, truly welling up at what I've just seen and what I've just experienced. So let's push on up towards the lighthouse station just up there, and let's get to a better place, shall we, and see what we can find as we proceed along the Cleveland Way towards Robin Hood's Bay. So guys, you haven't got me this time, but you have got this. And I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to be able to pull this off or not. One-handed. This is one hell of a steep and tricky descent, especially with Captain Shinsplint on board as well. Let's have a little look. You just see the little stream or the little beck running through. So we're going to gingerly make our way down here and let's get across these stepping stones, and that's where we're going, guys, all the way up there. And when we get to that little clearing which you can just see through the trees, there's a big long flight of what I call sleeper steps. So let's make our way up here, one step at a time if we can. Whoa, I need one of those shoulder mounted gimbal things instead of trying to hold my camera. Just let these people pass. Morning.
Hello, we've been on TV.
You are, yes. At this rate you'll be on YouTube as well. How are we doing?
We're lovely. We're up to the cafe for cakes.
Oh, good for you. That sounds amazing.
Unless you've eaten them all.
No, look at me. How can I have eaten all the cakes?
Oh no, just one or two.
Mind how you go down there. It's really slippery though. Take care. So, here's the sleeper steps, guys. And again, just validating what I was saying in previous clips of my walk along the Cleveland Way. Everyone's just so bloody friendly. Look at that. So these are the sleeper steps. I'm going slowly, slowly, steady away again today. It's only a short day, as I mentioned earlier, just 11 miles from Whitby into Burniston. I think we're about 3 miles in, maybe 3.5 miles in the general direction of Robin Hood's Bay. And just for the record, guys, that descent and ascent took 2 minutes 30, which I think proves just how slow going it can be at various sections on the Cleveland Way. Have a little look. You can see those clouds there. It's my nemesis for today. Get to Burniston before those clouds open up. Just over in the far distance, if you start at 12 o'clock and come down, you can see the steps which took me down into that little gorge where the stream was. Look out there, my friends. You can see forever. Isn't that just amazing? Anyway, let's push on without further ado. Watch you guys. So we are now officially 3.5 miles away from Whitby. I've just passed one of the official waymarker posts, one of the T signs, and it's kindly informed me that I have 3 miles to go until I get to Robin Hood's Bay. Now, from what I can remember, or not, whichever way you look at it, I don't think I've ever been to Robin Hood's Bay. I don't think I've been further along this stretch of the northeast coast, any further than Whitby. So this is all new to me, and I'm quite excited, to be honest, about visiting Robin Hood's Bay. Sounds something quite poetic about it. You'll have to excuse me, chaps. I'm just gingerly trying to make my way down another flight of treacherous stone steps. Let me just see if I can swing around and show you. Where are we? Right down there. We're heading down, 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 down. I probably shouldn't be recording this. I should really be concentrating on the task in hand. But when I started recording, I was going along a nice flat section. So there we are. It doesn't look that steep, but that was actually really steep, and I've got about another, what looks like another 100 meters at least of stone steps. This is what I don't like with a shin splint. Ow, that really hurt. Really hurt. Oh. Okay. In fact, now I can slip down the side of these. There's a little muddy slip to the side of it. Slip down here. I can hear a little beck as well. You can always tell as well when there's water. If you can't hear it, you can see the midges. Okay, so we've just come down into this little gully. You can just see, just there, they're the steps that I've come down. Just down there you can see, there's the little beck, the little stream running off the North Yorkshire moors. And now we've got a climb out of the little gully up there. That's more my cup of tea. I can stretch that shin splint out. And right behind me, guys, as ever, a reminder of where I am. Constantly to my left, the North Sea. I'm gonna wind this little clip up now, guys, because I'm confident there's going to be a right old gust of wind as I come over the top here. I'm just in the shelter, in the shade of the wind at the moment, but we're going to come out back up onto the top of the coastal path. So I'll catch up with you all probably when I get to Robin Hood's Bay, unless I find anything between here and Robin Hood's Bay that is worth mentioning, but I will continue to take some photos. So see you all soon, guys. Mind how you go. Have a fabulous Friday. seem quite happy with their lives, don't they? What's for breakfast, dudes? What are you having over there? Grass. What about you? What's on your breakfast menu? Grass. Hi guys, and welcome back to day 5 on the Cleveland Way. I'm just about to arrive at Robin Hood's Bay, and what a place. So I thought I would jump back on and show you around. Look at these beautiful houses. Look at those beautiful Victorian villas. I'm guessing they would have been owned by either wealthy fishing families or maybe even successful and wealthy mining families. You see properties like that quite often around Whitby, and it was the wealthy fishing families and fishing companies that commissioned these beautiful houses to be built. Morning. It's what can only be described as beautifully presented. What an outstanding place. It's obviously bin day in Robin Hood's Bay. So Cleveland Way and Cinder Track. So we'll keep following the signposts. We're going to have a little break when we get to Robin Hood's Bay. Just rest up and probably get some supplies in for the second half of the day and just rest my legs a little bit. But so far so good. Despite Captain Shinsplint niggling away, I seem to be making good progress. Once again, everyone out on the trail today, really friendly, and so far the weather seems to be holding up well. There's a warm breeze coming in as well. I think it's coming in from the southeast. I think it's blowing off the sea. Date plaques, these properties were built 1908, and according to the road sign we are 5.5 miles away from Whitby, so we've done okay today. One of these beautiful houses called Lyndhurst is actually up for sale. I wonder how much property along this street is going for. So the plan for today then, guys, is to get to Burniston. I will leave the Cleveland Way, I believe, at a place called Crook's Nest, and head inland for about a mile, where I've got accommodation booked for tonight. and then we'll set off tomorrow on the final leg of the Cleveland Way to Filey, 18 miles. Okay, so we're heading on down now, downhill into Robin Hood's Bay. Morning. Morning. There's bed and breakfast accommodations everywhere, but they've all got one similar sign: no vacancies, no vacancies, no vacancies. And I'm not surprised. Okay, so we're heading into suburbia now. Even though it is a quiet little fishing village, I call it suburbia because to compare it with where I've been recently has been very remote and very barren. So I think we'll sign off, guys, because it's getting a little bit noisy, and you don't really want traffic noise, do you? And blue bins. So I will catch up with you all again when I'm half a mile, maybe a mile away from Robin Hood's Bay. But as usual, I'll take some steals and share what I find with you. So, but yeah, day 5. So far, so good. And there's just another sign down here, which is waymarking the Cleveland Way, and Ravenscar, which is where we are heading today. So, so let me just leave you with this backdrop as we descend down the road towards Robin Hood's Bay. What do you think of that, eh? Hi guys, welcome back to day 5 on the Cleveland Way. Day 5 should have been my final day. Should have been finishing in Filey today, but I'm not, because Captain Shinsplint put paid to that on Tuesday. So just to bring you up to speed, I'm about half a day or a day behind schedule, so we will finish tomorrow in Filey. But let me tell you where I am so far on day 5, Friday. So I've just passed through Robin Hood's Bay. I've just passed through the youth hostel at Boggle Hole. Don't laugh, it's a strange name, isn't it? If anyone could tell me how that name came about, then feel free to pop a little comment in the comments box. But anyway, So we're probably about a mile away now from Robin Hood's Bay. I saw a signpost back there about half a mile back that said half a mile to Robin Hood's Bay, so I'm reckoning I'm about a mile away. So my estimation is I've got about 3.5, maybe 4 miles to go today, and I've just come down a really awkward descent which was playing havoc on my shin. And people don't get it, I look forward to the climbs because it's stretching the leg out the other way. It's the descents, these steep descents and these sleeper steps that are just playing havoc on my leg. I do feel as well just a little bit fatigued for such a short day and for so few miles to have been covered. I feel a little bit fatigued already today, and I'm guessing that is probably just day after day after day of strenuous walking and hiking and climbing and descending and navigating the Cleveland Way. And as much as I'm looking forward to completing this task, I'm not really looking forward to the 18 miles that I've got to do tomorrow. I really would have liked to have perhaps finished with a 10, but 18 miles it is. It's the only way that I could get myself back on track and have a relatively short day with just 11 miles. So I'm still hoping to arrive at my accommodation at around 1 o'clock. I think I said earlier I'm probably averaging about 3 miles an hour. And it's slow going, it's hot as well again today. It was supposed to be cool with a gentle breeze, but the breeze is blowing southeast off the North Sea. Just behind me there you can see the North Sea. The breeze is blowing warm and it's quite, what's the word I'm looking for, it's quite an oppressive sort of atmosphere. The cloud is very low, keeping whatever heat there is well and truly under wraps. So I'm quite looking forward to getting today finished and putting my feet up and having a little relax this afternoon. I'll catch up on some emails and photos and editing and content, and I'll also catch up on some of my fellow YouTube subscribers. And I've got quite a bit of content to catch up on. My sailing friends, my rambling friends and hiking friends and wild camping friends. Oh guys, I'm going down another descent on stone steps and my shin is absolutely killing me now. Absolutely killing me. And it looks like this descent goes on right the way down to the beach and then climbs back out again. So you have to excuse me guys, you might be getting a little bit bored of me moaning now about my shin, but believe you me, I think most people would have bailed a few days ago. But I'm a fairly hardy character, I'm pretty tenacious and determined, and I'm a firm believer that bits of body that get broken can be repaired. But if I don't make this journey to Filey, my dreams of completing this trek will be shattered. And that will be a shattered dream. And a shattered dream will always be a shattered dream. I know that sounds a little bit deep and a little bit meaningful, but I'm so committed to finishing this. I just hope that by the time I get to Filey, I haven't done any serious damage to my leg. A couple of people have warned me about severe shin splints and the fact they can lead to stress fractures. I'm sure if I'd got a stress fracture by now I probably wouldn't be hiking still, but I don't know, it could go any time. But if I can get to Filey without anything serious, then I've got 4 weeks to recover before I head to Corfu to take on the Corfu Trail. So I'm going to sign off, guys. Let me just show you, if I can, where I'm going. So down there, into that little black hole of darkness, you can see these stone steps. And just up behind me, you can see, just up there, that's where I've come down. And it looks as if it's going all the way down to the beach, so that's about another 100 meters. So I'm going to sign off, guys, and wrap this up and get down here in one piece. And believe it or not, look forward to the climb back up out of the bay. So I'll see you all in a little while. And there you go. Hi guys, how was that? So, you're going to get to see some scenery instead of me puffing and panting. So, I've just passed a National Trust sign for Ravenscar, which is good news, because I believe, I'll check my map soon as well, I believe that I leave the Cleveland Way about a mile south of Ravenscar, and if I'm right, just up on the hill there is Ravenscar. Now that's good news, because I reckon I'm probably only a couple of miles away now from calling today a day, if that makes sense. And I'm sure there'll be a few little descents just to keep me on my toes, but the thought of having a mile or so uphill to Ravenscar, stretching out my shin and those alternative muscles, is actually quite appealing. I'm on a little mini sort of undulating roller coaster at the moment, which is actually quite pleasant. I'm probably back to about 3 miles an hour. I was down to about 2 miles an hour back there, maybe even 1 mile an hour, I don't know. Don't seem to be covering much ground at the moment. But this is a little mini roller coaster, it's just gently undulating. It's not a big dipper or a gut wrencher. If you were to compare it with fairground rides, this is probably one of those little roller coasters for 4-year-olds. It's not too bad. We're just heading over this little wooden bridge which goes over a little gorge. There's a stream down there. There's not much water in there though at the moment. And I've passed quite a few people as well, heading the other way, heading for Robin Hood's Bay. And the general chit-chat seems to be that everyone's having a good day, but everyone wants to get to their destination by 2 o'clock at the latest, because apparently that's when the skies are going to open. And I saw on the news and weather last night that there's extreme weather warnings for thunder and lightning spreading from the south and the west. So it's probably only a matter of time before the northeast of England cops it. And I believe it's going to be sometime this afternoon. So steady away again today, guys. Short day. 11 miles just south of Ravenscar, about a mile inland I think to Burniston, and then tomorrow, I may have already mentioned it, I don't know, I'm losing track of what I'm saying now. Tomorrow I'm going to aim to get up really early and set off at about 5:30, about an hour after sunrise. One, I don't often see that time of day, and two, I want to get to Filey in good time, because when I get to Filey, I've got to find the railway station and get a train back to Scarborough, and then when I get to Scarborough, I've got to find the bus station and get a bus back to Helmsley. So, having looked at the timetables, just for the records guys, it seems that the trains out of Filey to Scarborough run pretty regularly, which is good. I think about every 15-20 minutes, something like that. And I think the buses run on the hour, give or take 5 or 10 minutes. This is Yorkshire. So that's the plan. Get to Burniston today, get to Filey tomorrow, and then have a gentle train and bus ride back to Helmsley, where my car is parked. And hopefully, my car will still be there. You never know. But again, this is Yorkshire, people are very honest. So I'm sure if someone had decided to pinch my car, they would have probably done what they needed to do with it and put it back where they found it. So before I sign off guys, just have a little look around. You just make out up on the hill there, radio mast. Up on the hill there, I'm sure that is Ravenscar. Some fantastic views from up there. And just look down that sharp, rugged cliff edge. And you can just make out at about 12 o'clock a little rocky area. Again, it just goes to show how much of this coastline has washed away and been eroded away. It's pretty dramatic, isn't it, when you look at it? So, let me just leave you guys with that view again of the North Sea. Slate grey against pale blue sky. Isn't that beautiful? Hi guys, I'm going to keep this this one fairly short, which for me will probably be about 4 minutes. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. So I've just passed through Ravenscar and just going up the big long track to Ravenhall Hotel. I hooked up with another solo hiker who's doing shorter days, and we hiked together for a little while, but he was pushing on a great pace, a little bit too fast for me, because I've still got quite a way to go today, and then my final 18 miles tomorrow. But I'm running away from the clouds now, and already there has been a few little spits of rain. And again, the general consensus is get yourself somewhere safe by about 2 o'clock. It might be stretching out another half hour or hour, so we might be okay till about 2:30, 3 o'clock, but the general consensus is get to where you need to be as quickly as you possibly can. So I'm pushing on, which is why I haven't really recorded much of this walk. I've been stopping and taking stills, but while I was walking with this other chap, we just got our heads down and we chit-chatted about this, that and the other en route. But let me just show you guys. You can see behind me there's no blue and candy floss clouds today. The wind is, or the breeze is blowing in north. I think it's coming from the northeast, and that's the direction I'm heading is south. So I'm literally running away from those clouds. I want to get going, but I'm so conscious of my shin. But I want to cover some ground, and I need to get to my checkpoint where I can come off the Cleveland Way and head for Burniston. So we'll see how we go, but just have one little look down, guys. That is a long way down, isn't it? And again, to my left, as always, since I arrived in Saltburn, the North Sea, and then behind me, the clouds. There's not much difference in the colour, really, is there? There's the sky for today, and there's the North Sea. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm going to push on and do my best to get to my destination before it rains. See you all in a little while, hopefully dry. One must keep on going on. Must one. So guys, welcome back to day 5 on the Cleveland Way, and today is turning out to be a bit of a strange day. According to the mile tracker on the official guide, it should have been just 11 miles today until I get to Burniston. But I'm at Hayburn Wyke, and I'm just about to navigate another set of these awful stone steps that play havoc with Captain Shinsplint. I'll try and record while I descend. Good job there's a handrail, because my legs are starting to get a little bit achy now, and I've definitely done more than 11 miles. And unless I've miscalculated and made a massive cock up, before I started descending down here, I took a glimpse of Scarborough Castle in the far distance on the headland. So I'm not really quite sure what's happened. I'm not going to say what's gone wrong, because that sounds as if there's a problem. I'm going to end up doing more than the 11 miles I planned to do today, which was going to be Whitby to Burniston. So I need to have a look at the mile marker, because if the mile marker is right or wrong, and I've got my calculations right or wrong, then I need to figure out what the problem is, because I have covered more than 11 miles today. That, my friends, is for sure. Bear with me while I gingerly make my way down here. We're going to go over a little troll bridge in a minute. Not toll bridge, troll bridge I call them. no one's charging me to cross the bridge. But that's where we're going over. And at some point, I must arrive at this park where there's a car park. And the road from the car park takes me to Burniston. But I see no park and I see no car park. All I can see is the troll bridge, a cove, there's someone sat over there eating their late lunch, and this little bubbling beck or stream running down off the moor. So let's continue to push across here, because I'm sure you're going to get a really nice view of the northeast coast. Look at that. So if there is to be a negative, it means that I'll be doing far more miles than I was hoping to do today, but that's actually a positive, because surely if I'm doing more miles today, I'm not going to have 18 miles to do tomorrow to get to Filey. But we will need to sort that little dilemma out when I arrive at my accommodation. In the meantime, it looks like I have steps to go up, and I think the path also goes up there. And also, my friends, it started to rain. So, without further ado, let's push on. Well, that's a welcome sight. Scarborough, 5.5 miles. That's pretty good news, guys, to be honest. It wasn't really what I was expecting today, but I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Just have a little look. Just down there. That's where we've come from, and that's where we're going. Happy days. So guys, it is now officially raining, and I've just come into a little forest as we descend gradually down to somewhere. I'm not quite sure, but I've just come round the edge of a little outcrop, a little rocky outcrop up on the high path, and in the distance I can see Scarborough, and in the distance the tower of Scarborough Castle. So it would appear that today's route is clearly going to be more than the planned 11 miles, and tomorrow should be a relatively short route from Burniston back onto the Cleveland Way, and a bit of a short swan song into Scarborough and then Filey. So I just need to find a suitable place to leave the Cleveland Way and head for Burniston. I'm still trying to find this park area with a car park, and I might even find somewhere to rest for a little while, check out how far it is to Burniston, and I might even cop out and call a taxi. There must surely be a taxi from Scarborough or Burniston. Burniston seems to be quite a reasonably large town. So while I'm here though, just sheltering from a little bit of rain before I get wet, this is where we are. Just come down through the trees. It's not heavy rain, it's just a few spits, but I'd rather it weren't raining. And we're heading on down again, another set of those slippery stone, flagstone steps, which are going to be slippery because they're now greasy because they're wet. So I'm going to sign off, guys, and make my way carefully down here, because the end is well and truly in sight. I'm pretty chuffed about today, even though today's planning hasn't gone according to plan. Isn't that fate, my friends? Sometimes good things happen for a reason. So I'll catch up with you all soon, probably when we get to Burniston. guys, I finally arrived in Burniston, and how about this for a welcome? This is 22 Coastal Road, Burniston. You can find it on Airbnb. The host is called Mandy, and this is my room for the night. Isn't that just lush? Ocean dream. You can shake the sand from your shoes, but not from your soul. I love that. Anyway, let me show you around. I've got my own little house. What a beautiful little room. And then through here, I've got my own little kitchen area, my own little laundry area. Just dumped my stuff down there for now. And I've also got my own bathroom. How about that? What a contrast between last night in Whitby and today in Burniston. So I am sure of a good night's sleep tonight, and much needed, because I need to sit down and work out exactly how far I've covered today. I know it's been a fair old journey, and the good news is that literally 2 doors up there is a pub that apparently does good food, so we can live with that. So what do you think? Shall I leave you with this one? Memories at the beach last forever. I'll take that today. See you all in the morning, guys, when we start the final leg of the Cleveland Way. Burniston, back to the Cleveland Way, through Scarborough, and then on to Filey. And I think it's fair to say that I've got this. And thank you all so much for the kind words of support, both from a distance and from the trail. So, from 22 Coastal Road, Burniston, I'm going to call this a wrap.